phones. You're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's show, everyone. I'm here with George, my excellent producer. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us. In honor of a historical moment, I will be doing a 26-hour podcast. I will be beating the recently broken record on the amount of time spent talking. I'm very proud. George locked the door. Don't let me leave. I mean, we need a third guy to lock the door. I will be talking for 26 hours straight. I will not be yielding the floor. I will not be peeing. I will not be calling my mom. You guys understand, if I spoke for 26 hours straight, by hour 18, my girlfriend's breaking up with me. She's gonna be like, where are you? It's been 18 hours. Why aren't you texting me back? I'll be like, baby, I'm filibustering in the Senate. She'll be like, is that a woman? Is that her name? Is filibuster? Is that some whore? What's up?
Do you think he wore a diaper?
Do I think he wore a diaper? Oh, it depends. I don't know. George asked, did Cory Booker wear a diaper in his filibuster moment? I mean, I think a man of that caliber has the bladder of a champion. And you know what? That's cool. That's a good point. And I will say this, I lean left. I am left. As a guy that is left, I think the filibuster is fucking stupid. It's stupid. If you think about it, it's a policy where the politician, like if you're gonna actually move the policy of the federal government, let's really just step back and think about it. The filibuster is saying if you can stand and talk for 26 hours, either two things are true. Either it's a meaningless waste of time and we're all just kind of pretending that it matters. If you believe that, not that, and you actually believe that it is impactful in the government, that means that the man with the largest bladder controls the law. You understand? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like imagine if there was a young, strong Republican 23-year-old senator with the bladder of a bladder of an elephant, and he was able to filibuster, and he was doing coke. Can you filibuster? I feel like if you're filibustering, you get to do a few lines of coke. You know what I mean? Like if you're up there, I feel like you should get a pardon. You should be able to like rail some Adderall. What do you talk, guys? You know, like for the listeners, it may seem like I know I come off as like a really, this is easy, and I'm coming out here. I'm sort of being what's the word? It's a type of speech. It's not prepared and it's not scripted. It's in between. Extemporaneous. Like I know I come off as natural, extemporaneous. Every show I do is meticulously planned. You understand how hard it is for me to get to an hour of show for you guys? I spent north of 3 minutes preparing for this. That's how much effort I put into the show. I put in 3-4 minutes into this show, and you fucking pieces of shit don't care. You're on fentanyl, watching Cory Booker talk. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's exciting. It is a historic moment. What do you talk about for 26 hours in the Senate? I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like I would run out of gas. I gotta be honest, after 12 hours, you better get me off, because I'm saying something mean. I don't know. 12 hours? If you really want to get to know a person, make them filibuster for a day. Because people will break. People will break, and you'll see who they really are after that. But it's cool. I guess what is interesting is the guy that held the record before Cory Booker broke it was a guy that was filibustering to protest the Civil Rights Act, which is like, that's my point, is like, why was he allowed to do that? Like, imagine you live during that time period, right? And some scumbag in the government is like you're gonna lose your rights because some guy can like hold his piss. Like that's my point. It's like it just seems ridiculous. It seems ridiculous to like make the law contingent on, I don't know. I mean, and again, I don't know anything about the government. Like, is the law contingent on how long he talks for? I don't know. Like, is there like I don't know. I'm an idiot. I'm not going to speculate on what the effect of it was, but it was cool. Let's watch a little bit of it. Let's pull it up and let's see what Mr. Cory Booker has. Shout out to Mr. Cory Booker. I mean, he is. I unsubscribed from all my. I'm broke, by the way. Let's see. Oh, that's New York Times. Maybe you can look it up on YouTube, George. We can see if there's a video of our friend Cory. Now, again, I am a comedian. I naturally hate all politicians. I don't hate them all equally. I probably hate this guy less than I hate some other ones. But you know what? It's a cultural moment. We have to tune in. So for the next 20, is this the full feed or is this a highlight? This is 12 hours. This is like ASMR. I'm telling you guys, didn't I say this last week? Like going to a Senate subcommittee meeting is like a podcast now. Like everything has become podcasting. Cory Booker just did a 25-hour podcast. But we're gonna take a look here.
PhD programs and postdoc positions in labs start hitting inbox.
Is this hour one? Is this like hour one?
Universities and academic medical centers were in the thick of that.
Can you pause
when the
this? Can you pause it?
This
sounds like hour 9. He opened with that vibe. Did he really open with? Did he say thank you? He really opened with that? I can't believe.
Exercising caution.
I don't know. I feel like this is part 2.
And not taking new applications.
This has to be part. He's like swaying. You don't sway.
Public announcements and internal emails obtained by STAT. The abrupt narrowing of training opportunities is leaving many future researchers at the start of their scientific journey in limbo.
Scientific.
The academic calendar runs to the rhythm of its own sessions right now.
It's
typically this time of year when offer letters for PhD programs and postdoc positions in labs start hitting inboxes.
Can you pause it, George? I have a question, and I admittedly I am stealing this joke from an article from The Onion. I love The Onion. The Onion has an article headline that's very funny, which is it's a video, which is basically like senators talking slowly to like change the law. So that's my question. Like, could Cory have just been like, "Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my..." Like, how does he have? Can we look up the rules of the filibuster? Let's look up some rules, because I feel like there has to be rules to this shit, or it makes, I don't know. I mean, like, again, I'm not trying to take away from his moment. I'm not Chuck Schumer, which I guess he was trying to, I guess. But filibuster, let's zoom that in. I want to see if there's any like funny rules to the like, it's just an odd thing. Am I crazy? I mean, I'm just trying to keep it real here. I try to keep it real. My gut reaction to, I've always thought this about, I mean, I'm not crazy. I've always thought this about the filibuster. It has nothing to do with who is doing the filibusting. I've always thought that it was pretty much the apex of bureaucracy. And I know that's hard. That's tough for you guys to hear, because I feel like a lot of the people that listen to this maybe vote Democrat. Now, that doesn't, just because it was the left scored some points doesn't mean that it isn't a shitty, I don't know. To me, it seems crazy. Okay, here we go. The filibuster explained. See, this is the type of research that Cory Booker does before he, this whole show today is an impression of Cory Booker. I'm going up here being like, the PhD students. Okay. As advocates push for pro-democracy legislation, calls for eliminating the filibuster have grown louder. In his remarks at the funeral of civil rights hero and Congressman John Lewis, President Obama called the filibuster a Jim Crow relic, arguing that the procedure should be eliminated if it is used to block voting reforms. Well, others note that certain types of legislation are already exempt from the filibuster supermajority requirement and argue a similar exemption should be made for voting rights. Now, here's an idea. What if we went back to having a democracy? Here's an idea. What if we killed all the senators? What if we killed the senators and we just had a direct democracy again? People are talking about, like, should we keep the filibuster? Should the filibuster, should there be reforms around the filibuster? I have a better idea. How about we get rid of lobbying? How about we repeal Citizens United? How about we stop allowing billionaires to buy the elections? I think we're talking about all the wrong shit. The filibuster record, it's cool. I think it's a distraction. And again, this is where you lose a lot. I feel like this is where the left loses a lot of people because I was on Threads. I'm on everything, by the way, because I want to understand how everyone's thinking about the culture, right? So I'm on Threads. I'm on X. You know what I mean? And on Threads, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Cory Booker was up there for 25 hours," and I started weeping. I started crying. I'm like, "You didn't vote. You're crying. You're crying," and it's like, I think it's a distraction. I think it's a distraction from what the reform we really need. You know who doesn't give a fuck about whether or not the filibuster exists in the future? Billionaires. They don't give a shit. They're still gonna buy they don't care. Doesn't matter to them. It's a red herring. Now, that being said, I feel like I could beat the record. I feel like I'm doing pretty well so far. 20 minutes in. I'll be honest, I already have to piss. I already have, keep it real. It is an athletic achievement. Talking for 25 hours straight, it's an athletic achievement, number one. Number two, it's an exercise in narcissism. As a narcissist, I have to pay my respects to anyone who can talk for 26 hours. Hearing yourself, guys, after an hour of talking, I feel disgusted by myself. I feel filthy. That I think that my opinions and my brain matters enough to talk for an hour directly to you guys. Do you know how fucking disgusting that makes me? You know how sick I am? And Cory Booker did 26 hours. But it was it's scripted. I don't know. Is someone typing? I don't know. Who's right? Are people feeding him stuff to read, or is it I don't know. Can we go back to the video? I won't spend the whole episode on this, but I just think it's fascinating.
Academic medical centers.
Let's jump to the middle of the video.
The NIH could be that city on a hill, but we are up high, and folks are going to look to us for what is the world order going to be? What is democracy globally going to look like? Are we going to defend democracy and democratic principles, or will we behave like the authoritarians that we should be against? So this is a fundamental question you ask, and it has been resonating all these 13 hours. We keep coming back to the Constitution because so many of the things the Trump administration are doing, from the separation of powers to violating the very
that was a 2-second pause. Get off the stage.
First words, this commitment we make when we swear our oaths, all of us, we the people of the United States of America, this is our mandate in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. It comes really quick. Comes really quick. Is it just to disappear a human being with no due process? I quoted Anton Scalia.
He's talking about real shit.
Conservative that was sitting on a stage where somebody had a lot of affection for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and the moderator asked them, does somebody in our country have the rights.
Can you pause it, George?
And he
By the
says,
way, we're it's not like the videos like you're like, is there a buffer? Like, is my internet buffering? No, that's just like what he's taught. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's that entertaining. Like, guys, like, I'll do a little look. Again, I would be doing this criticism whether it was a libertarian, a Democrat, or Republican. I'd still be making this criticism, just so you know. But basically, he's being like, you know, when you like, I feel like he's like hammered. Isn't this what someone does when they're like hammered? They're like, don't you fucking get it? The Constitution. They're like, he's pausing for a long time. Can we get AI to analyze the dead air and see how much dead air is in the amount of time? Because I feel like if we're talking about the raw sport of it, I just did it. See how I paused? See how I paused a little bit? I was like, if we're just talking about the raw sport of it, you're like, are you going to keep talking, Sean? I'm like, yes, I'm going to keep talking. He is talking about stuff that matters, though. It's not like he's just like bullshitting. Like, he is talking about like the people and Constitution. I think it's cool. I think that again, is it gonna have a big impact on the future of our country? Perhaps. You know, I think it's let's watch a little more, George, and we'll move on because I don't want to beat this to death. I'm not gonna filibuster. Okay.
Yes.
Let's jump to
Especially
like
the 14th
another
Amendment that
time
doesn't say
slot. We'll
any
just
citizen
let's
should-
go to like 3/4.
That people who work in America
Wait, I
pay
thought
into the system for all of their working lives, and when the time comes that they retire,
So he gets breaks.
or
So he
something
gets break.
happens to them and they are not able to do that work, that they can count on the Social Security system.
Worst quarter in years, and people's retirement savings, if they have it in 401ks, is going down. Ask yourself this question. I ask America to please ask yourself this financial question. Am I better off than I was 71 days ago? Am I better off or worse off? And this is before he's even gotten going, because we see what's about to happen. With this whole sham reconciliation process, they're already trying to change the rules to obscure what they're doing. This is what they're doing. 3 things you should take home. Are we going to let them again, like they did with the ACA, with the Affordable Care Act, come after health care for 70+ million Americans by doing their proposed $880 billion cuts? Or are we going to allow them to blow a hole so big in the trillions of dollars, they're going to push it out for over 10 years? Or are they going to create
You're going to blow a
such
hole in your
deficit in our
depends.
country that our children's children, they're stealing from our children's
You know
children
what? I'm sold.
and putting on a deficit
Actually,
that they're going to have to pay for. And number 3,
I'm sold.
are they going to let them do all of that to renew tax cuts that the Congressional Budget Office at every independent agency says very clearly?
You know what's
add
weird?
trillions-
Okay, let's
would
stop
do
watching.
Trillions of dollars.
Okay, you know what's interesting about it is like, I feel like I finally understand it. What like irks me about it, but it's like what he's saying is like stuff that I agree with. He's like, they're gonna destroy ACA. They're gonna get rid of Social Security. Are we gonna let this happen? But he's saying it like he doesn't believe it, or like he's like, he almost has this like, his like eyes are wide. I'm like, I just feel like you're like, I don't know what it is. His like eyes are wide. His like, is your 401k okay? Is your 401k? What about your 401k? It's like, I'm like, can you just like, you don't need to like be that expressive for 26 hours. Props to Cory Booker. See, even I get a break. When we watch a video, that's my break. You know what I mean? Like this is a job. That's my break. Because when we watch a video, that's when when we cut to the video, I want you guys to know that I'm texting. I'm not like watching the video with you guys. So I don't know. I mean, again, Doge. We have waste in the government, and you want to know what it is it's paying people to speak for 26 hours straight. Imagine a world where you could be paid. Now, actually, I don't know if it's a salaried job, maybe he's not, maybe I actually don't think he's getting paid overtime. That's my question. Is Cory Booker being paid overtime? That's what I want to know. Because if he is, that's our tax money. That's our tax money, folks. But again, it's a monumental moment. I'd rather Cory Booker have the record than some asshole that was trying to hold up civil rights. So I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's a cool moment. But let's talk about something much more important, not than civil rights, but TikTok. Civil rights more important than TikTok. But we're gonna move on. What's the next story? I can't even read it. I'm like doing a filibuster right now. Oh. Actually, before we get to TikTok, so my I watched this
Good
summit,
evening, everybody. Welcome.
and it was an AI summit.
My name is Mike Froman. I'm president of the council, and it's a
And
great pleasure to have
oh, could you just pause it for a sec? I'll just set it up real quick. So it auto plays. Okay, so you guys may or may not know. I'm gonna set this up real quick. I'll start with a personal story. Over the weekend, I designed a website, and that's how you know I have autism. I spent my girlfriend was out of town. I was alone with my thoughts, and I ended up designing a website. Thank you guys. I know you're all applauding me. Thank you very much. I designed a website, and I used Cloud, which I've talked about on the podcast before. Cloud.ai. I work in tech. I work in finance. What is really interesting, here's how you know nothing's really changing, is that every AI startup is a white dude's name and then the AI. Cloud.ai. David.ai. I'm telling you, David AI is a real thing. George AI. It's like, why is a white, where's Xi Jinping AI? Where's Ping AI? You know what I mean? It's not fair. But nothing ever changes, and this is just an insane. I just watched this, and I just want everyone to know that the filibuster. Here's my take this week, everyone. Here's how you gotta wake the fuck up. The filibuster was a distraction so that you didn't watch this video, which is the people that really run shit. The CEO of Anthropic, which created Cloud AI. CLAUDE. We are sponsored. I'm hoping to get a sponsorship from them someday. Is talking to, oh, I'm gone. Oh, you're good. Is talking to some guy. It's a big AI conference. Anyway, they're talking, and this is what the real this is what our future is going to be. Our future is not going to be determined by whether or not Cory Booker has to take a piss or any other politician. It's going to be run by white guys that run AI companies. That's who's actually going to control the future. So, and you have no power over that. Whether Cory Booker takes a piss or not, you're going to lose your rights. It doesn't really matter. As much as I'm being a little cynical, but as much as I want it to, the guys that are running shit are gonna steal from you. They're stealing your data. They're gonna create an AI product, and they're gonna make a lot of money off of your information. That really, realistically, you should have equity in these companies. That's the fucked up thing. Is that as an artist, I hope my podcast isn't in an AI models. If my show isn't in an AI model, I'm getting canceled. You can be like, but we're going to watch. Let's jump in like 3 or 4 minutes into the podcast, George, and let's see what the CEO of Claude thinks about the state of AI, because this is interesting.
Go off and do this on our own. And the last 4 years have actually been a kind of, almost a side-by-side experiment of, what happens when you try and do things one way and what happens when you try and do things the other way, and how it has played out. So I'll give a few examples of how, we've really, I think, displayed a commitment to these ideas. One is we invested very early in the science of what is called mechanistic interpretability, which is looking inside the AI models and trying to understand exactly why they do what they do. One of our 7 co-founders, Chris Olah, is the founder of the field of mechanistic interpretability. This had no commercial value, or at least no commercial value for the first 4 years that we worked on it. It's just starting to be a little.
Can you pause it, George?
A little bit in the distance. But
by the way, mechanistic. If you guys don't know, mechanistic interpretability. It's a little bit of a complicated phrase, but you should know that what that is it's theft. It's called theft. You know when you go to a store and you steal a candy bar, it's theft. That's what mechanistic. And I don't actually know what it is, but mechanistic interpretability is taking your ideas that you put on the internet and stealing them and then creating a product based on that those ideas. Taking an input into an AI system and not paying for it and then selling the result of that AI system is called theft. The AI and this asshole. And I love his product, but he's a fucking asshole, and I'm a huge hypocrite because it's an incredible product. By the way, it's an incredible product. So before I shit on this guy, what they've done is absolutely unbelievable. What Claude has created is the most unbelievable. Like, you can literally be like, I want to create a website, and you can list some features for the website. I told you this is a very autistic episode, but you can it's just it's unbelievably mind-blowing what you can create with what Anthropic has done. Now that being said, is it wrong? Yes. Is it unethical what they're doing? Of course it is. Of course it is. They're taking and if we lived, and we don't live in a just world, if we lived in a just world, OpenAI and Anthropic would be sued into fucking oblivion. They would be sued into bankruptcy because what they've done is they've taken the knowledge of the entire world and they've jammed it into their machine and rearranged it and used linear algebra and statistical modeling, which, by the way, these fucking nerds think they're so smart. Fuck you. You're not that smart. Like, dude, just because you have a master's degree in computer science at UC Berkeley doesn't make you God. I want to say that in general. If this is a message, because I know a lot of smart people, a lot of idiots. Again, the show is fentanyl addicts and CEOs of startups at Berkeley. There's no overlap. I really think my show is like the bottom and the top 1% in class-wise. I really think that like very poor class-wise and very rich class-wise, like wealth-wise, those groups have a lot in common. They are like, they're very skeptical about healthcare. They're like anti-vax. Like the bottom 1 and the top 1% of people, they're all anti-vax. They don't trust the government. They don't trust corporations. But my point is that just because you are in the AI, I work with people in the AI field. They are arrogant. They are arrogant. Let me tell you something. Nothing is more arrogant than someone who has raised $10 million from Google to build an AI product. I will tell you right now, you don't want to be around these people. And these are the people that run the world. The people that run the world think that they have taste. And they think that they dress well. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's not dressed well at all. Look at this fucking asshole. What is that tie? Why don't you go onto Claude and ask for a better tie? Look at his glasses. Look at his hair. I mean, I thought I looked Jewish. Okay. All right. No, I am Jewish. I can say that. But the point is, and by the way, it's not, while we're on the subject, it's a lot. Most of the AI founders are actually probably Anglo-Saxon, if we're talking about if you want to go there. But let's jump in. Let's go to like the middle of, yeah, that's great. Let's watch another snippet of this. Let's see what he has to say.
Scaling laws. I think DeepSeek was actually an example of the scaling laws. So two dynamics, I had a post about this, but two dynamics are going on at the same time. One is that the cost of producing a given level of model intelligence is falling, roughly by about 4x a year. This is because we are getting better and better at
Could you pause it, George? I'll save you the time. What he's saying is there's two trends going on at the same time in AI. Number one, the cost of developing models has plummeted 4x. Number two, my wife hasn't fucked me in like 8 months. And that's actually going to be extended to at least 12 or 16 months. My wife doesn't fuck me because I'm working on what's called Claude. If you tell a woman that you're working on something called Claude, she's never gonna fuck you. And you don't deserve it. You're a sick person. Okay, I just wanted to say that. I know this has been said by other people, but we really, and as a nerd, we really need to bully. Like, we need to bring back bullying. Make America bully nerds again. 2028. I'm running on that. If this, like, let's keep watching. I need to hear more of this guy's voice.
Kind of algorithmically producing the same results with less cost. In other words, we're shifting the curve. You can get for, a year later, you can get, as good a model as you could get a year ago spending 4x. You can get a 4x better model by spending the same amount. But what that means economically is that whatever economic value the model of a given intelligence has, the fact that you can make it for 4x cheaper means we make a lot more of it. And in fact provides additional incentive to spend more money to produce smarter models which have a higher economic value. And so even as the cost of producing a given level of intelligence has gone down, the amount we're willing to spend has gone up. In fact, has gone up fast, something like 10x a year, despite that 4x a year increase, right? That's been eaten up and more by just society. The economy wants more intelligence. It wants more intelligent models. So that is kind of the backdrop for DeepSeek. And DeepSeek was literally just another data point on the cost reduction curve. It was nothing unusual. It wasn't like these US companies are spending billions and DeepSeek did it for a few million. The costs were not out of line. They spent, yes, a few million on the model. So what US companies spend is not out of line with that. They, like us, spent billions on all of the R&D and effort around the model. If you look at how many chips they have, it's roughly on par. Now, I do think it's concerning because up until recently, there were only 3, 4, maybe 5 companies that were part of this curve that could produce frontier models, and they were all in the US. DeepSeek is the first time, the thing that really is notable, it is the first time a company in China has been able to go toe-to-toe and produce the same kind of engineering innovations as companies like Anthropic or OpenAI or Google. That is actually very significant, and that actually worries me.
Now, some
Can you pause
argue
it?
that
So if you don't know, how a snooze, first of all, snooze fest. I think we just lost I think everyone turned off the show. I think I actually regret letting that go on that long, but that was probably too long to go. Now, if you hear, that was actually a test. If you listen to that for the whole time and you didn't tune out, you're a bad person. That's really the test. The real test that I just put you guys through. This is my filibuster. This is a filibuster. And this is an AI filibuster. That guy, if you listened and understood what he's talking about and the dynamics of Chinese AI models versus American AI models and what a foundation model is, and you kind of abstracted the socio-political outcomes of China having a foundational model, you need to pay a 90% tax rate. You need to be taxed into bankruptcy and then put into jail. People that are, including me, people that understand and are, this guy has dedicated his life, to money and power. This guy cares about, that's the thing. People that here's the thing. I'm kind of all over the place today, guys. But my point is, no one actually cares about AI. No one has a passion for AI. No one actually likes linear algebra. No one, believe me, I've taken years of classes in linear algebra, partial differential equations, stochastic modeling, chaos theory, real analysis, gender studies. That was the toughest one. All right. I've taken a lot of class and I failed a lot. I'm kidding. But no one really cares about AI. It's money. It's money. This guy likes money. The only reason, if you meet someone and they're into AI, just know that they're a fucking scumbag. They're into money and power, because that's just the trend. It's like in 2008 when suddenly everyone had an interest in mortgage-backed securities and everyone was in real estate. No one actually liked real estate. There was money there. It was the thing to do. And that's what AI is. I think it's a massive bubble. Yes, it's incredible, and I think it's gonna change. It's already changed society forever. But it's not cool. I will die on this hill. AI is not cool. It never was. It never will be. If you're involved in it, you're a loser. I don't care that you drive a BMW. You don't even drive a 7 Series. You drive like a shitty BMW that you drive off the lot and it immediately loses all of its value. Your wife is ugly. Your glasses suck. And no one knows your name. You're the CEO. You know, it's like, what else can I compliment this guy with? Let's jump to like another 15 minutes. Cause I don't even know why I'm showing you guys this, to be honest. I just want to wake you up. The reason I'm showing you guys, okay, we got a question from a normal person. Maybe, who knows? We're going to see. Let's listen to this guy.
Especially because I think most of the general public sort of sees some of the chatbots, sees some of this and says, oh, it's an improved Google search, but doesn't really think about the downstream effects of the disruption in the labor market and the like. And so I'm curious to get a sense of how do you sort of think about that in tension with sort of building a company, trying to build a commercial product?
Yeah. So first of all, I mean, I think this stuff is super important, and perhaps the thing that's disturbing me the most right now is the lack of awareness of the scope of what the technology is likely to bring.
You're building the technology.
I'm saying a bunch of crazy
Can you
stuff,
pause it? Okay, I'm very glad we landed on this. You are building the technology. I hate it when Silicon Valley CEOs do this. Every one of these assholes does this. They get asked a question. They go, aren't you worried that this is going to be used for evil? And they go, yeah. And the fact that no one's talking about that is crazy. Anyway, I'm going to go back to building it. It's like, what? It's like the nuclear bomb. I got so passionate, my headphones. Okay, there we go. It's like Oppenheimer. It's like I don't know. I didn't even watch that movie. I heard it was really good. Are you surprised I haven't watched Oppenheimer? I really need to watch it. AI is the new, and also it's a very apt comparison. It's the new nuclear bomb. We're in an AI Cold War, folks. We are in an AI Cold War with China. Again, if you're on fentanyl, it doesn't really matter. If you're a fentanyl addict, I'm sorry I keep going back to this today, but I truly think that I say things that only resonate with schizophrenic people and Silicon Valley CEOs because they're the same person. When you go into an area where there's a lot of crazy homeless people, that's what a homeless guy would yell at you. He'd be like, we're in an AI Cold War with China. Open your fucking eyes. And you'd be like, okay, well, all right, dude. But then if this asshole says, we're in an AI Cold War with China, you're like, oh my God, are we? Now, are we in an AI Cold War with China? I don't know. This guy, this guy asked the other guy that asked a question just now. The guy, right? He asks a question. He goes, "People are seeing Claude and ChatGPT as an improved Google, or instead of going to Google search, why won't my wife fuck me? You go to Claude, and you go to ChatGPT, and you go, ChatGPT, why won't my wife fuck me? And I guess it's an improvement. What this guy is asking is, well, that's how the public, and he's right. That's how the public thinks about AI products. They think about it as an improved Google search. And what he's asking is, are you worried that people are not realizing that AI is actually going to be a massive disruption in the labor market where it's going to wipe out a bunch of jobs. And my point is, what I'm getting at is that the CEO of one of the leading AI companies, a billionaire, probably paper billionaire at least, has said, yes, I think that's an issue. Next question. He goes, they go, are you worried that what you're creating is going to absolutely destroy? And then let me put it this way. It's about people's lives being destroyed and disrupted. If AI is successful as he wants it to be, it's going to put millions of people out of work, right? Everyone's met a CEO. If you meet a CEO, if they can do it for cheaper with AI, guess what they're going to fucking do? They're going to do it for cheaper with AI. And it's because of that guy and his fucking assholes in Silicon Valley that don't even know what good beer is. They drink shitty IPAs. They don't even drink good beer. I'm sober, and I know that they drink shitty beers. They go to those millennial burger joints, and they don't tip. They're worth billions of dollars. They don't tip. And this has nothing to do with his religion. I'm Jewish. It has nothing to do. It's because of their wealth. Now, it's just upsets. It upsets me when these guys, they get asked these real questions. Is your product going to destroy millions of jobs and have a major impact on society? Is it going to wipe jobs out? What do you think? And he goes, it might. I don't know. We're going to find. I guess he's like up there. He's like, I guess we're going to find out. Thanks for the question, John. I guess we'll find out. He's like, fuck around. He's going to fuck around and find out. That's what they're doing. This guy is going to fuck around and he's going to find out. This guy is, you know, that old meme. It's an old meme at this point. The Claude AI CEO, the Anthropic CEO, is fucking around at a level of 8, which means we all know that he's going to find out at a level of 8. Now, I don't want to find out anything at a level of 8. I fuck around at a level of 3, which means I only find out at a level of 3. Let's watch a little more of this, and we can maybe jump to. Actually, let's keep watching this part because I think this is a good part of the conversation.
It could just be the general public is right, and like I'm wrong. I'm high on my own supply. I acknowledge
you're high on something.
Xanax. But let's say it's not the case. What I'm seeing is there are these concentric circles of people realizing how big the technology could be.
You're saying
There's
nothing.
Probably maybe a few million people, very concentrated in Silicon Valley, but a few people high in the policy world who also hold these beliefs. Again, we don't know yet whether they are right or wrong. But if we are right, the whole population, again, thinks of this stuff as chatbots. If we say this is dangerous, if we say this could replace all human work, it sounds crazy because what they're looking at is something that in some cases seems pretty frivolous. But they don't know what's about to hit them. And so I think that actually keeps me up at night a lot and is why I'm kind of trying to spread the message to more people. So I think awareness is step one. I think these questions around human labor and human work in a world where it is technologically possible to replicate the effects of the human mind, I think these are very deep questions. I don't feel like I have the answer to them. I feel like, you know, as you said, these are kind of moral questions, almost, you know, almost.
Can you
like
pause it?
Questions about purpose. You could even say.
He like again. This is how these guys think. They go, aren't you worried that what you're doing might hurt people? And he's like, that's such an excellent moral quandary. What if we thought about that? You know, let's really zoom out. What I want to do now is I want to zoom out. I want you to go on Zillow. I want you to type in my home address. And I want you to zoom out. What do you see? You see a tennis court? You see a pool? Let me tell you, you see my BMW? I got a 7 Series. Let's zoom out a little more. What neighborhood am I in? I'm in Palo Alto. Sorry, what was your question? I forget your question. Was it a moral question? Moral. He's like, you know, that's more of a moral question. Fuck you, bro. He's a psycho. And look, again, I was right about Elon Musk. I was shitting on Elon Musk in 2014. I'm telling you, you guys are early. If you're listening to this, you're early to the party. Sam Altman, OpenAI CEO. This guy, what's his name? Dave Davio. Why do they all have weird ass names? Davio? This is a fake name. What's his name? I can't read it. Dario Amode. He sounds like a biblical demon. He sounds like a bad... Dario Amode sounds like a $400 Magic the Gathering card. Am I right? Dario Amode. That's like a 9 mana Magic the Gathering planeswalker. I'm leaning it. That was a deep cut. Dario Amode is like a black-red planeswalker that like you tap 9 black and red mana and you like, you know, win the game or something like that. Dario Amode, Destroyer of Worlds. That's Dario Amode. You know, the world is run by Dario and Sam Altman. Dario Amode and Sam Altman will be the president of the United States. And you can mark my fucking words. 50 years from now, I'm telling you, maybe 40, 30 years from, maybe 4 years from now, Sam Altman's going to run for president. Dario Amode is going to run for president because these guys like the spotlight. As a guy that likes the spotlight, I know a guy that likes the spotlight. You know, he's playing with people's lives. When you go up there and when you're in the spotlight like this, and you know he is like, it's, I can't emphasize enough how unbelievably dangerous this is. You know, we won't cut to this part of the video, but I was listening to it, and he gets asked a question about how could AI be used. Here's the question he gets asked is, how are you defending against AI being used to manufacture novel bioweapons? And I'll have you guys know, cards on the table, I tried to develop a novel bioweapon on Claude. And I did. It was a prion. I'm gonna go to jail for this. I typed in the Claude. I was like, please design. I said, I didn't like immediately. It's not like a first, you can't say on the first date. Like I asked a few questions and then I was like, well, so I wanted to test and see like how good the guardrails are. Now, if you don't know, I, unlike Claude AI, don't mind if you create a novel bioweapon based on what I say. I don't care. That's on you. I have nothing to do with that. I don't know how to, but mad cow disease is an example of a disease type called a prion. A prion disease is not a common virus or bacteria like you think of most illnesses. Like COVID is a viral disease, right? Prions are really scary because they're actually just based on proteins. So the mad cow disease was a misfolded protein. And what was so crazy about it is your body is used to your body runs on proteins. You know what I mean? I hope you guys are still with me, but mad cow disease was crazy because the prions would, it's a type of misfolded protein that when it encounters a healthy protein, misfolds it into like an evil zombie protein, and then it kills you. Now, I asked Claude, I was like, what's the worst type of prion? And how could I manufacture it in a lab? And Claude was like, I cannot and I will not tell you how to manufacture a prion in a lab. And that's when I canceled my subscription. What am I going to use Claude for if I can't develop a novel bioweapon? But that's all they're doing. So let me tell you, that's all they're doing. Like they're trying to put guardrails around it, but like there's an evil version of me. You may already think I'm the evil version of me, but there's an evil version of me where a guy whose parents are landlords and he's mad at the world, he never gets his dick sucked, and he buys a server and creates his own AI. I mean, this shit is crazy. Where like he could ask AI to help him develop a novel bio, and that's one example. I mean, I've used the product. It is unbelievable what they're building. God, I've actually flipped on this. A year ago, I said that AI was bullshit. You know what I mean? Now I'm flipped. I'm gay. Okay. They're building God, and they don't care. They're building God because they want 3 mansions, and it's very scary. But you guys all want to celebrate Cory Booker not pissing for 26 hours. Meanwhile, the real bad men of the world are building God. And let's jump to maybe the end. And then we'll move on. But this is just, crazy.
That is additive or augmentative to their current capabilities, right? The part of it we miss is we're not counterterrorism experts. We're not experts on all the bad guys in the world and what their capabilities are and what large language models would add to the picture. And so we've had a very productive dialogue with them on these issues. The other topic on which we've talked to them about is the security of the companies themselves. This was one of the things in our kind of OSTP submission of, making this more formal, making this something that the U.S. government does as a matter of course. But, if we're worried that we're going to be attacked digitally or via kind of, human means, insider threat, then, we'll often talk to the national security community about that. And I think the third kind of interaction is, about the national security implications of the models, right? We've been, these things that I'm saying publicly now, I've been saying them in some form to some people for quite a while. Then I think the fourth thing is there's an opportunity to apply the models to enhance
Here we go.
security. This is something that I and Anthropic have been supportive of, although we want to make sure that there's the right guardrails.
A
right?
defense
on
contract.
I think, if
you would like a defense contract. I knew it.
Defenseless against our adversaries.
Oh, right.
And I think everyone believes that there should be limits.
China's evil.
I don't think there's anyone
Russia's
who thinks,
evil.
We should.
You want
hook up
to save the world against a boogeyman.
Nuclear weapons and let them fire nuclear weapons.
Right. Create the fear. Create the fear, you fucking asshole, so you can sell a product
somewhere between there is some
on my dime, the taxpayer. I don't pay taxes, but on other people's dime.
Defining that.
Well, it's very important that you can pause it, George. I am just so again, case in point. Every Silicon Valley startup wants to start by democratizing knowledge, and they end up being a defense contractor and using AI to bomb brown kids. It's literally like you can predict it. And he goes, well, we're in the moment a company starts engaging in a productive manner with the DoD, you need to shoot the CEO in the head. The moment people start, the moment CEOs start to go, look, we're engaging with our partners. We're engaging with our partners in the government. Why would we not engage in a productive situation with the NSA? Because it's and I don't use this word often, it's the NSA, retard. The NSA is evil. And you are going to do and that's the thing is, again, let me bring it back to this. I asked Claude how to create a novel bioweapon, and it didn't let me do it. But then this is the hypocrisy of AI products like ChatGPT and Claude, is that they won't let the public like me ask it about developing a novel bioweapon or manufacturing meth or fentanyl, which are things I would like to know how to do. It won't let me do that. But then you're going to go around and you're going to contract with the NSA, the National Security Administration, for what? What are you going to do with the NSA? Not anything good. You going to analyze my podcast? You going to run my podcast through an AI? It's just crazy. And they're not just contracting with the NSA. They're contracting with the DoD. They're contracting. That was a Cory Booker pause. I'm calling it a Cory. They're contracting. with the DoD. They're with DARPA. They are not. Just think to yourself. Just use some common sense. Do you think that the CIA is going to use Claude for good? Let me just ask you that. If you're on the other side of this issue, do you think that the CIA, the agency that couped Guatemala, do you think that they're going to use AI? The CIA funds propaganda. It's Black Ops. You know, Call of Duty Black Ops? It's like real. Like, they're going to use Claude for Black Ops in the Middle East. And that guy doesn't care. That's what I'm trying to get is these CEOs, they go from, that's an interesting moral question, to they're in the Pentagon, they're gonna coup Yemen. That's the pipeline. Now, am I gonna stay subscribed to Claude AI? Yes, for the time being, because I think it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to feature updates. I think it's cool. Okay, that was enough time on Claude. Let's move on. Big tech news. The next story I want to cover is a story that actually would really devastate me personally. Is another TikTok might get banned for like the 9th time. I think it's like, I don't even know, it was like number 5. Like they've almost banned it like 5 times at this point. Now to save it, I believe it's like a 90-day window where TikTok, they're going to review it. What's that? Oh yeah. Let's cut to this article. Headline: What to know about TikTok's uncertain future in the U.S. and the people who want to buy it. I bet there's some good. I'm honestly not worried. Are you, George? I'm not worried. I feel like there's some good people. I'm not worried. It'll be fine. Who wants to buy it? I'm sure it's some of our favorite people that we trust. How about RuPaul? Actually, I don't know about RuPaul. He's fracks. I love that RuPaul fracks. I don't think anyone that listens to this show knows who RuPaul is. Honestly, this is too autistic for. I'm a really well-rounded guy. I know about what other podcast talks about Anthropic and then RuPaul. I'm well-rounded. TikTok ban. Let's see. Can you scroll down here a little bit? Thank you. So Trump hated TikTok, and then I don't know, maybe Xi Jinping called him and was like, I have videos of you fucking a child. And then Trump was like, I actually love TikTok. That might be it. I don't know. I'm not going to say that, I'm just joking. But who knows? For whatever reason, Trump has flipped the script on TikTok. I genuinely don't and this is how you know that the people that are, this is how you know that politicians have absolutely no soul. They don't believe anything. Is that they will pound their fists on the table all day long about how TikTok is a Chinese psyop. It's a national security risk. They're using it to spy on American civilians, right? That's what the Republican playbook was for for years. And now Trump all of a sudden has said, you know what? I actually think TikTok's great. And no one questioned it. That to me was really, that raised a lot of concerns for me. And it should for a lot of people. They said it was a Chinese psyop. But that's the thing. They don't believe anything. Trump doesn't believe anything. Republicans will say anything is a Chinese psyop. They will. They'll say Chapel Roan is a Chinese psyop. Like, that's literally how much, and then they'll flip and they'll be like, I actually like her songs. I do love her songs. On December 27th of last year, Trump opposed the TikTok ban in a court filing, stating he could find a way to keep the app in the U.S. This stance was a stark contrast to his previous approach during his first presidency and presented a surprising turn of events for TikTok. Okay, let's keep going down. Let's see what's So basically, it got shut down for like an hour, and there were mass suicides amongst Gen Z, and then it came back. It was like a Shakespearean tragedy. TikTok was shut down for about 12 seconds, and everyone under the age of 19 committed suicide, and then it came back. I almost committed suicide. It was literally a 12-hour... TikTok was made for 12 hours, and I had the noose around my throat, and I was refreshing, and then I got the notification, and I was like, life is worth living again. Because I don't know if you guys know, Sean's Show Pod is on TikTok. We have 250 followers. You know, that's a big, think about it, 250 people. If that's all in one room, it's a lot of people. But if you subtract out all of the Chinese bots that follow me, you're looking at 3 people. So it's still, so I guess the big breaking news for this week, though, is that Amazon and I believe another company called AppLovin have decided to put in bids to purchase TikTok. What's interesting about this is that you really again, I'm not an IT expert. I happen to know a thing or two about. I don't actually, but I'm going to pretend I do. It seems to me that if you were to buy just the US division of TikTok, it wouldn't get rid of the, I don't think that that's going to get rid of a security risk. Because that's the whole idea, right? Is that they're banning TikTok unless they can find a US purchaser. Now, I don't know how you do that. You can't cut a car in half. It's a car. It's like a Chinese car, right? You're going to cut a Chinese car in half and bring half of it to the US. It's still Chinese. And that's okay with me. I really don't, everyone spies. Everyone is spying. If, I don't see, this is not even about TikTok. It's just, I think politicians and the media, and me included, we all need something to do, something to talk about. And that's what this is. This story is like a nothing story. China's going to spy. We're all spying in a million ways. There's no way that, think about it. I feel like if China, this is a comedy show, but I'm going to run for president someday. If China was sold, let's say China does want to spy on us and surveil us. Do you think a country like China, a country as powerful as China, would exclusively rely on a video app to spy on us? Use your fucking head. They're not only relying on TikTok to surveil us. I don't care if China I'm learning Mandarin. I'm getting the fuck out. I'm a Chinese psyop. Fucking buy me. Buy the US division of me. Because and it's if Amazon buys TikTok, I'm not at ease. I'm not put at ease. Number one, I'm not worried that China owns TikTok. Number two, if Amazon buys TikTok, I'm honestly more worried. I would be more worried with Jeff Bezos owning TikTok. Because Jeff Bezos is going to make it about Prime. It's going to be TikTok Prime, Amazon Prime, TikTok. He's going to make it an Amazon. He's going to make it an Amazon shop. And you know what? Jeff Bezos is going to sell our data to China anyway. Okay? And that's the reality. Is these are the people that run these companies are they're stronger, they're powerful, they're more wealthy than governments. Jeff Bezos is more powerful than most countries. The man, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. They are countryless, stateless plutocrats. They are not beholden. I'm so fucking jealous of these people. It must be so cool to be they're not patriots. Not that I'm a patriot, but they're definitely not. But they say that they are. But let's maybe check out this article a little more. I want to see if there's any highlights. I mean, if Amazon buys it, guys, I don't know. let's see here. President Donald Trump on Inauguration Day gave the platform a reprieve, barreling past a law that had been upheld. Okay, that's just talking about how he extended it. Amazon, could you scroll down a little bit more? Thank you. Amazon declined to comment. TikTok did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The existence of an Amazon bid surfaced as Trump was scheduled on Wednesday to meet with senior officials to discuss the upcoming deadline. So there's not much, I don't know. That's not as big of a story as I thought it would be. But I don't know. Maybe they buy it. Here's more. Although it's unclear, okay, here's what I'm getting at. Although it's unclear if ByteDance plans to sell TikTok, several possible bidders have come forward in the past few months. Among them include Oracle and, my favorite, the investment firm, Blackstone. One of my favorite people. Some of my favorite people work at Blackstone. You know? Some of like my best friends, they work on Wall Street at a company called Blackstone. Not a very good name for a company. Imagine telling people that you work at Blackstone. Hi, I work for Satan. Where do you work? Oh, I work at a company called Tomb Blood. I work at a company called Blood Rock. Where do you work? Oh, I work at Chipotle. I make burritos for people. Oh, that's cool. I work at Blood Plasma Death Boat. I work at Bloodstone. We're trying to turn the oceans into blood. That's kind of what do you do? Oh, I sell cars, I'm a car dealer. Oh, that's cool. I'm working with my partners and we're trying to turn the oceans to blood. Oh, cool. Yeah, we're trying to kind of deploy different solutions where we're trying to develop a novel bioweapon and, kill everyone in China. That's kind of what I do. Now, if a private equity firm like Blackstone acquires TikTok, this could be bad news because if you guys don't know, private equity is a industry full of mediocre white men like myself that pretend to know things about technology. They pretend to know things. They pretend to know about China. Really, the people that run the world in reality, in my opinion, are mediocre white men that pretend to know things about China. I feel like a lot of it is like white men that are kind of talking like me, like not me, but maybe me. It's like white guys on Zoom calls talking like that guy, the AI guy, talking off the cuff about China. You want to make it in America in 2025? You need to go wherever you are, whatever city you're in. Go to the street. Go to the financial district. Go to Wells Fargo. You want to make it in America in your city? I don't care what city you're in. Go look up on your map. Go to like a Bank of America. I want you to get on your phone. You don't have to actually call anyone. Just start talking off the cuff about China. And you get hired. You will get hired. I'll do it. I'll prove it to you. I'll do it right now. Here's what you do. You got your phone. You're at Wells Fargo. Ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. The phones are ringing, right? You're unemployed. Your girlfriend hates you. You got nothing going on. Go to Bank of America. Get on your phone and be like, yeah, I think it depends on what Xi Jinping does. I think we'll have to look back. I guarantee you, a man in a suit will come up to you and be like, what's your name? And you'll be like, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm talking about I'm talking about China. No. Like I want to hire you. You seem like a smart guy. Yeah. No, I think when you look at the large language models and what the CCP is doing with those, that's all you have to say. You want a job? If you want a job, all you have to do, I want you to just repeat this. Find a white guy in a suit, go up to him and say, I don't know how these Chinese foundation models are going to impact the tariffs. Hired. I mean, look, I don't know what any of these words mean, but you just say the words. You don't have to know what they mean. You go, I mean, look, you know, when you look at Imperial Japan and how the dynamics of that affected U.S.-China relations and the diplomacy, I think we're gonna see a demand drop in AI. You will get a job. You will be hired. I lost my train of thought. I don't even know what I was talking about. TikTok getting banned. I mean, again, the overall point I was trying to make is if Amazon, right. If a private equity firm buys TikTok, it's immediately going to be worthless. It's instantly going to be worthless. You want to know why? The kids don't like private equity. The kids on the block, you want to know why TikTok's cool? It's because the kids on the block use it. The kids on the fucking block. You know what I mean? They're dancing in the street. The reason why TikTok is so cool is kids, teenagers, are going into Michael's and screaming at the top of their lungs. They're going like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then it's scaring people. And they're pranking people. And then they have a backup screamer. That's like one of the, I'm obsessed with this. There's videos on TikTok. It'll be a group of teenagers. The kids are all right. They go into Michael's or CVS. They get one of the guys to scream. And they go like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then everyone runs over and is like, hey man, were you screaming? Why are you screaming? And he goes, I wasn't screaming. And they go, we heard you screaming. And then someone else screams. And they have a backup screamer. That is why TikTok's popular. If Blackstone acquires it, if Blackstone and Oracle acquire TikTok, it's instantly going to suck. It's going to become Facebook again. You know who's on Facebook still? I am. My dad. My dad's on Facebook. Get ready. That's what's going to happen, folks, is be careful what you wish for. If you really want TikTok to stick around, it's going to stick around. And guess what? It's going to be owned by Blackstone, a company you've never heard of because you're poor. Okay. That was mean. I tried to work there and they rejected me. Blackstone, by the way, also bought another company called, which you do know, it's called Jerry. What's the sandwich shop? Jerry's. Not Jerry. It's a huge sandwich chain. Jerry's, not Jerry. Jersey Mike's. You know Jersey Mike's? So if you want any indication of what's going to happen to TikTok, if Blackstone buys TikTok, they bought Jersey Mike's and they're ruining it. They're going to do it to TikTok. They're going to buy TikTok and then they're going to they're going to ruin it like they ruin everything. You know? There's going to be no backup screaming videos on TikTok. There's not going to be any cool. There's going to be a new thing. That's what we should look forward to. We should look forward. Honestly, I hope TikTok gets banned because we need a new thing. We need a new app and we need like a Russia. How about Russia? I am kind of tired of like the Chinese owned, like let's get a Russian owned app. Let's let Russia spy. How about South Africa? I don't know. Indonesia? I don't know. Okay, that's enough on TikTok. Lots of news this week. Let's close it out with this last story here. What does that say? Oh, here's a good one. So, so I don't know if you vape. I'm a big anti-vape guy. A lot of my friends vaped. I've vaped a lot. The first time, so here's the story though. So the Supreme Court has upheld a ban on vape flavors. Now, this is where I will stand up for what I believe in, and I will say that this is an incredible overreach by the FDA. I think that you should be able to inhale any type of cancer you want. That is your right as an American. It is your right as an American to inhale Red 40. Right? It's your right. It's your right. And why is the government, hey, if I want to inhale Red 40 and Green 2, if I want to inhale Green 38 and Red 40 and ethanol oil, I'm going to do it. That's what the fuck I'm going to do. So I guess the Supreme Court, it's always interesting because the Supreme Court is conservative majority right now, and they actually agreed with the FDA on a regular. So let's scroll down a little bit and see this story. Bad news if you vape. This is bad news for vapors. The Supreme Court on Wednesday ruled for the FDA in its crackdown on sweet-flavored vaping products, following a surge in electronic cigarette use. But the justices' unanimous decision, throwing out a federal appeals court ruling, is not the final word. The FDA could change its approach, and Donald Trump has promised to save vaping. I always knew I loved this guy. You know what? I've talked a bunch of shit this episode. Guys. If Donald Trump saves vaping, you know whose dick I'm going to suck for the rest of time? Donald J. Trump. He's our guy. He's always, guys, you know that all this stuff about me being left is a lie. I actually just vape. I'm actually a single. I tell my girlfriend, my girlfriend's a single issue voter. Her issue is a women's rights. She's pro-choice. My single issue is vape sweetener. I will vote for whoever stands up for my right to inhale Red 40 and ethanol oil. It's let's see. It has approved some tobacco-flavored vapes, and recently it allowed its first menthol-flavored e-cigarettes for adult smokers after the company provided data showing the product was more helpful in quitting. While mainly ruling for the FDA on Wednesday, the Supreme Court noted that the agency had said the company's marketing plan would be an important factor in evaluating its application. Now, let's keep going down. I don't know. I'm trying to joke. I was kind of joking earlier, but I really think like if you want to vape, like again, I know they're trying to protect kids, but like I was a kid. I don't know. I was a kid and I did some stupid shit, and I own that. I'm not gonna I feel like tobacco, like cigarettes, yes, cigarettes, tobacco, very dark history in America. And were they marketing in a predatory way towards children? Yes, they were. Do I think that is wrong? As a shareholder in some of these tobacco companies, I don't know. I think whatever. If you're a dumb kid, I don't know. I mean, it's bad. We should not let 3-year-olds vape like strawberry cheesecake vape. You know what I'm like? I get what the overall goal, I guess, is to not allow these companies to be have a mascot. What was that mascot? The Fruit Loops mascot? Toucan Sam? I don't think that Toucan Sam should be like, hey kid, strawberry. I don't think that should be allowed. But on the other hand, this is one of my favorite Dave Chappelle jokes, is his R. Kelly Chappelle joke where he's like, I think 16 is old enough to know whether or not I want to get pissed on. R. Kelly was pissing on it. I'd be like, if I was 16 getting pissed on, get the fuck out of here. There is a certain level of responsibility you have to take. That's what I'm going to end on, by the way. I'm going to end on a Republican talking point. Personal responsibility. No. But if you're 16 and you start vaping strawberry cheesecake vapes and you get lung cancer 20 years later, you can't blame the world for that. You can't blame, maybe, yes, you can partially blame the world. I think you also have to like, I have a coffee addiction. You want to know how many milligrams of caffeine I've had today, people? I've had 1,000 milligrams of caffeine. Do I blame Starbucks for that? You're damn fucking right I do. Starbucks, where does it, and that's my thing. Where does this regulation end? If you're going to ban these vape companies, we're sponsored by, I don't vape, so I don't know any of the companies. We're sponsored by Altria, the big tobacco giant. If you want to ban flavored vapes, then where does it end? Are you going to ban AR-15s? My favorite thing. All right, I don't know. We got to wrap, guys. This is an extra long one. How long have we been going?
1 hour and 20 minutes.
That's a big filibuster. Hey, Cory Booker, eat your heart out. Hour 20. That's honestly, I will say this to wrap it up. My voice is exhausted. Shout out to Cory Booker. Talking for 26 hours straight is an incredible feat. I've been talking for an hour 20 straight, and I'm ready to give up. I already pissed my pants. I shit my pants. I've already shit my pants a little bit, and I'm not even a 26th of what Cory Booker did. So props to him. He made history. I'm glad he has that record and now the civil rights. Think about that other guy. That other guy who held the record previously spent an entire day speaking because he was against the Civil Rights Act. Disgusting. So I'm glad, let's all piss on that guy's grave collectively. And now Cory Booker has it, so that's cool. Guys, that's our show. I thought this was a pretty good one. If you thought it was good and you're still listening, let me say this. If you're still listening, right? If you're listening to my voice right now, that means you think I'm funny. Okay? I'm just going to say it. And if you're rocking with Sean's show, I'm like a gang. Like, you're in or you're out. There's no half measures here. Either you review the show, you can give me 1 star, go on, pull out your phone. I don't care if you're driving. I hope you're driving. Pull out your phone. Get your eyes off the road. And don't do that. But rate me on Spotify. Rate me on Spotify. 1 to 5 stars. Like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube. You can add comments on Spotify. Give me a comment on Spotify. I don't give a fuck what you do. Follow me on Instagram. All this helps the show. Guys, I'm running the show at an unbelievable loss, and I still put it out for free because I love you guys, and I know that you spend most of your money on fentanyl. So that's why I do it for you. I'm a philanthropist. But I need your data. So if you want to keep the show going, that stuff really helps me. I also have a Patreon, by the way, where I have an extra episode every single week. Last week, I interviewed a good buddy of mine, Alex Labuti, a very excellent New York comedian who I'm actually going to go do a show with shortly. So Patreon, Spotify, YouTube. I've said enough. You guys know what the fuck to do. Please go do it for the love of God. And I'm on the road, seanreillycomedy.com. I'm headlining in Dallas, Texas on December 16th, which is a long time from now, April. But if you're listening to this and it's almost December 2025, go buy tickets to that show, Dallas. I'm adding more dates. I'm in Columbus coming up soon as well. I do stand-up comedy sometimes. I don't really talk about that, but I do. So come see me live, and that's it. This has been Sean's show. Thank you, George. Appreciate it. Shout out to George, my excellent producer, and we will see you next week. God bless. I don't believe in God. Bye.